Running the same routes can be boring and tiresome. The Running Every Road Challenge promises new perspectives and unexpected surprises. But what is it, and what's the best way to tackle it? Imagine running every single street in your neighbourhood. Not just the main roads or the scenic paths, but the dead-end streets, the back alleys and the cul-de-sacs you've probably never noticed. It sounds a little crazy, right? But for thousands of runners around the world, this challenge is known as burbing, and it has a bit of a following. Burbing, or the Running Every Street Challenge, is exactly what it sounds like. You set out to run every single street in a given area, whether it's your neighbourhood, your entire city, town or postcode. It turns your daily run into a giant puzzle, forcing you to explore places you would never normally go. But where did this idea first come from? The challenge's inception stems back to 2014 by the cyclist Christian Lloyd in Melbourne, Australia. But the challenge really took off thanks to ultra runner Ricky Gates. In 2018, he set out to run every street in San Francisco. That's over 1,300 miles. His goal? Well, it was to see a city in a new way, to connect with the streets and the people who live there. It was a personal project, but when he shared his journey, it struck a chord with runners everywhere. This wasn't about speed or setting records, it was about exploration. And when the coronavirus pandemic changed the world in 2020, the idea became more relevant than ever. With races cancelled, travel restricted and people stuck in their own neighbourhoods, runners needed a new challenge. And running every street became the perfect solution to stricter exercise protocols. It turned familiar places into an adventure, it gave people a goal and even helped them appreciate their communities a little bit more, and in a new way. So how do you start? First, you need a way to track your progress. Apps like Strava and Plotterroute are great for this. You can then set a specific area as the framework for the challenge. When I tackled this challenge, I mapped out a route that covers all the roads in an area of my hometown of Christchurch, UK. For background, it's a picturesque riverside town close to the sea in southern England. It has a certain charm and I never tire of walking around the old streets and scenic views. From historic areas with remarkable architecture to local businesses, each road holds the potential for unexpected encounters. To complete the challenge, you'll need to get strategic. You don't want to run the same streets over and over. Plan your routes in advance and try to be efficient with your mileage. And most importantly, be prepared for surprises. Some roads might be private, some dead ends might not be marked, and you'll definitely get some weird looks from people wondering why you're running down their cul-de-sac. One of the coolest things about burbing is how much you learn about where you live. You'll find hidden gems like a coffee shop you never noticed, or a shortcut through the park, or a new walk for the dog. You'll see the good and the lesser trodden neighbourhoods, as well as learning something new about the history of your home. You might even get to know your community in a way you never have before. There is some guidance for challenge diehards, like aiming to cover at least 90% of roads and paths, with extra kudos given by the Strava community for completeness. But in reality, just giving it a go is a challenge in itself. Of course, it's not all smooth running. Some streets won't connect like you expect. You'll hit lots of dead ends. You might have to backtrack more than you'd like. And if you're in a big city, be prepared for some pretty weird detours. But that's part of the fun of it. Every run is an adventure and you never quite know what you'll find. So why should you try burbing? Well, it's free, it's fun. It turns every run into an adventure. And whether you're a beginner or an ultra runner, it gives you a new way to experience your home. There's also something liberating about exploring your own backyard. Running down every road allows us to break from routine, be spontaneous and rediscover exploration. Even though I did pass the same dog walker about 5 times and I looked a bit weird. Without good planning, I'd imagine it could be a bit tedious with some doubling back, but as far as challenges go, it's probably a one and done, but one definitely worth doing. And who knows, maybe you'll be the first person to ever run every street in your hometown. Or maybe you'll just find a new favourite running route, or a dog walk. Either way, give it a try. There's a whole world right outside your front door waiting to be explored, and you never know what's round the corner. Let me know if you've completed this challenge and how you found it. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more running videos like the ones on the screen now. But until next time, happy running.